Good morning, students. Welcome back in our economic classes. Today we are going to discuss the chapter number 9, which is in your subjects, the meaning of market. Now let me start the chapter, what is the meaning of the market? As we all know that the market refers to the entire area in which buyers and sellers of a commodity are in close contact with each other for purchase and the sale of that commodity. Market can be of different types, that is a regional, nationals or internationals market. According to the professor, as we know that the Chapman already had been dictated at you, the terms market refer not necessarily to a place but always to a commodity and the buyers and the sellers who are in direct competitions with another. In these functions, the essential features of a market, which I am telling to you, the four features are there: the area, commodity, buyers, sellers, and the free competitions. In the area of the market are very wide. It doesn't mean that a particular place or a region where buyers and sellers can contact each other, either physically or through any other modes of the communications. The second one, that is called the commodity. There must be a commodity or service which is being transacted in the market. The third, the buyers and the sellers. The market refers to the buyers and the seller of the commodity. If anyone is missing, it cannot be considered as a market. The fourth, the free competitions. It means that we all are knowing the oligopoly, the monopoly, the monopolistic competitions. In the last chapter also have been dictated to you about this topic. In a market, there should be a free competition between the buyers and the sellers. It means both should be free. They can enter in the market and they can exit from the market. There are so many different types of market structure. The first one, that is called the perfect competitions. The perfect competitions, the monopoly, the monopolistic competitions, and the oligopoly. There are so many criteria based on the fact which works for the buyers and the sellers. Because as we know that buyers are free and the sellers also are free to enter in the market. But it is classified on the competition basis, on the seller basis, on the product basis. Because if the sellers and the buyers, they doesn't have the proper knowledge about the commodity, they cannot be exited and cannot be entered. Because all these are works on the fact basis, the ability of the knowledge, the ability of the resources. But here we will going on to study the classification into four types: the perfect competitions, the monopoly, the monopolistic competitions, and the oligopoly. What is the mean of the perfect competitions? The concept of the perfect competitions was introduced by, we all know that, the father of economics, Adam Smith. He has been dictated to you, to all the students of economics, the wealth of nations, and it was improved the Edgeworth. Because Adam Smith has been given in his statement what is the mean of the market, what is the mean of the economics. Economics refers to the market competitions where the producers are agreed to sell. According to him, it is clear that the perfect competition in a market situations in which there are large number of buyers and the sellers selling homogeneous goods at a prevailing price, and this price is fixed by the industry with the help of the demand and the supply of the commodity. The industry that best reflect perfect competitions. In a real life, in the agriculture industry, this type of situations rarely exist in this world. Now, let I tell you about the features of the perfect competitions. We all are knowing about the large number and the large sellers. In this market, there are large numbers of buyers and the sellers because a particular means the individual buyer or seller or a firm plays a negligible role to determine the price. Because many of the goods are available in the market, but at a different theory at the different prices. Buyer every time he demand the commodity at the least price, but the seller he want to sell his commodity at the higher price. In all these transactions, we all know that the sellers are the price taker, and he also known as the price maker. But what about the mean of the buyer? It means they are the price giver at any cost, but the commodity should be available at the reasonable prices. Under perfect competitions, the price of a commodity is determined by the total demands and the total supply. In the industry, an individual firm can sell any quantity at this prevailing price decided by the industry. We all know that the theory of the demand and the supply. Under the perfect competitions, the homogeneous product, the free entry or exit of firm, the perfect knowledge, the perfect mobility of factor of productions, and absence of transportation's cost, the absence of selling cost. About the homogeneous product, another provisions of the perfect competitions is that the good produced by all the firms in the industry are homogeneous products. That is, in the eyes of the consumers, the product of one firm is identical to that of another firm. The buyers are in different forms as to the firm's form which they purchase. In other words, the cross elasticity of demand and the supply. You all know that the cross elasticity of demand when the demand and supply intersect to each other at any axis, it means that there the differentiation between them. The products of the firm is infinite, means the demand are infinite and the supply is also infinite. The free entry or exits of firm. In this market, there is no legal or social restrictions upon the entry or exit of the firm into the industry. The choice of entering or exiting on an industry depends upon the individual firm. But they should have the perfect knowledge. It is assumed that in this market, the buyers and the sellers have perfect knowledge about the market conditions of demand and supply, as well as about the prices. Every firm has a right, a perfect knowledge about the price charged by the another firm, as well as the technology used by the other firms. As a result, all the firms which use similar technology and charge the same price. The factor of productions, there is a perfect mobility of factor of production, which means factor of productions can easily move from one firm to another firms. It means it becomes very easy to adjust the supply and the demand. The degree of the price influence. The price influence the buyers and the sellers because both are agreed to sell and to buy at any prices, at any cost. These factors affect the market. The absence of the selling cost. In the case of the absence of selling cost, the selling cost is the cost of the advertisements of the product. It ensures the uniform price in the market. You all are knowing very well that every day you are watching the television and you are just listening and watching the advertisement of Surf Excel and the ADL and many more commodities tags are available on the televisions. What you get about this? You get about the prices, you get about the features, you get about the knowledge. This factor affect the selling price and the purchasing power. The classifications, it was about the perfect competitions. Let me come to the point of the monopoly. The monopoly. Monopoly means the monos, meaning a single, where only a single buyer and a single seller. Monos means the single, and the poly meaning and enterprises means a single enterprises are available in the market. They have the monopoly because they are the single producers. None any other producers are in the market to compete them. A single company owns all clearly on the market for a given types of goods or services. Thus, there is a single seller in the monopoly. Mostly government tries to control the monopolies. The single sellers, the features of this. In monopoly, there is a single seller of the commodity in the market. There exists no difference between the monopoly and the industry because on the other firm is allowed to enter the industry. No close substitutes. There are no close substitutes for its product. It is the sole producers of a unique product. Closed entry means the restrictions on entry of the new firm. No any other firms is allowed to enter the monopoly market due to the legal barriers, because so many barriers have been initiated by the government. The legal barriers or the natural barriers over the supply of the raw material, economies of large scale productions, goodwill to the monopoly firm. Independent because the price output decision, because they are the price maker. Monopoly's firm can have its own price output policy. No other firms can force it. It is a price maker for the sale of whole of the products. But they must have to know about the perfect knowledge, because it is assumed that the monopolist had the perfect knowledge of the market competitions. The possibility of the price discrimination. The monopolist sells more output only when he lower the prices. Therefore, it demands the curve slopes downwards. You all know that very well about, also have been shown you the AR and the MR. You all know that the MR may be the negative, but the AR never be negative, because consumer demands is the revenue curves for the firm and the average, and the marginal revenue curves are the downward sloping in the market. The monopolistic competitions. Before that, about the causes of the monopoly. The control of resources. Every firm have the monopoly to gaining the control over the resources for the productions. Under the monopoly, the owners of the patent rights have exclusive rights for the productions process to extend no one can else use that technology. Let I tell you about the monopolistic competitions. What is the mean of the monopolistic competitions? Monopolistic competition has been introduced by the Professor Edward Chamberlain. Theory of the monopolistic competitions, it was published in 1963. It refers to a market structure. There's a cross between the two extremes of the perfect competitions. It is a form of the market. There are large numbers of sellers of a particular product, which each seller selling somewhat differentiated but close product. Monopolistic competition is a form of imperfect competitions where many competing producers sell products that are differentiated from another. It is known as the monopolistic competitions, in which there are too many fish who differentiate the market, who handle the market by hook or by crook. Monopolistic competition, it means the features of the monopolistic competitions: large number of buyers and the sellers. Differentiated product. The product of different firm, the firms are close substitutes of each other. There are so many firms, each firm distinguish its product from other by using a brand name. The products are different in shapes, colors, sizes, and the quality and the packaging quality. The free entry and the exit of the firm. In these types of market, there is no restrictions on entry or exits of firm. This means it's enabled to new firm to come with the close substitutes. Thus, these features maintain the normal profit in the market for a long periods. The selling cost. Each firm try to promote its sales through the advertisement. The selling costs are very high. Non-price competitions. Buyers and sellers, they do not have the perfect or the complete knowledge about the market conditions. As a result, sellers incurs heavy losses on the advertisements. Independent price policy. Demand curves. In monopolistic competitions, a firm is facing sloping downwards curve. That is, the elastic demands curves as shown always in the figures. It means one can sell more at the lower price and vice versa. Tomorrow we will discuss the mean of the oligopoly, the features of the oligopolies, and the comparisons of the four forms of market. That's all for the day. Thank you. Have a nice day.